Oh, yeah, boys and girls. We're back with another episode of the ONETRIBE Podcast. And we're back at Raw Cafe, our home for podcasts. Boys, what's up?
How are you doing?
We're back. We're back.
Good.
Just the three of us on this one.
It's a bit raw this morning.
That's it.
A bit raw.
Jace, how are you, brother?
Good, mate. Good. I'm fiery.
That's what I meant by it's a bit raw.
I'm definitely fiery.
We'll just touch what happened to old mate here. He just was sitting here innocently enjoying his coffee, and he got a text from the old RTA for parking, and it just got pumped 1,000 dirham fine.
I literally was mind blown. So I got no. You know what? It's even worse. The missus sent me the text.
Yeah,
so
she gets it because
in her name, obviously, because she runs the house.
I get those too.
And so she sends me a screenshot of 1,000 dirhams, and I'm like, so I know, it's not the first time I've been sent a fine from her, but this is all I needed. 1,000 dirhams 6 minutes ago, and I've paid my parking walking in for 2 hours, 100%. So, I mean, I've gone downstairs. And out there, the RTA crew out there, I went and had a chat and said, hey guys, what's going on? I just got a fine for 1,000. And they said to me, we made a mistake. We accidentally input your details. It meant to be somebody else's details. And it wasn't meant to be 1,000. It was meant to be 150.
I think instead of saying mistake, they said piss take.
Definitely a bit of a piss take.
That's ridiculous that we were just like, oh, no, it was a mistake. Here's 1,000 dirhams. What if you didn't go downstairs?
I mean, I would have had to cop that. That's what I said. I said, what would have happened if I hadn't have come out? Yeah, and he said apparently the system won't allow that to process, but I mean, let's be honest, I'm sure that's gone straight through.
That's mad.
So anyway, I hope that doesn't happen to anyone else. Check your parking.
I've checked mine about 17 times.
That's
Makes
crazy.
sense.
Big fella, how are you?
Yeah, good. Not too bad.
Anything exciting this week apart from dressing like an absolute cunt today with your shoes?
Well, I mean, you can't spell style without TY, can you?
These both boys, I've said we put our bios out this week, and I was like, oh,
we only dressed in the same matching clothes.
Yeah, we did.
Just because
yesterday we should have both been in blue. We would have been good.
And my dislikes are people who colour coordinate in the gym, and these two wankers came in colour coordinated in the gym.
So. To be fair, I felt a big pressure about that when I first joined the industry in Dubai because everyone had colour-coded shirts, and I was like, nope, I'm getting a stock-made polo, black shorts, black tee. I don't want to look in the cupboard every day and say what's going to match my shoes.
I think I'm just old school, bro, with the footy shorts and a singlet. Throw whatever shirt was clean at the time.
Where you step it up is the socks.
The socks.
Yeah, definitely the socks.
Boys. Anyway, let's jump into today's topic. It's a hot topic we wanted to talk about because actually I was confronted with this last week with a client and a current member who was telling me about this scenario she was put in, and it just made me think I need to talk about it with the boys on the podcast. I actually ran into someone we all know very well last night, and he also said he had a similar situation regarding this topic. So today's topic on the podcast is trainers giving PEDs to members and just general public. And so if you don't know what PEDs are, performance enhancing drugs, which are a big thing in the fitness industry. Okay, so if you're sitting here going, well, that's shocking to hear, don't be shocked. Pretty much I would say 90% of people you follow or look up to in the fitness industry are probably on them, you know what I mean, of some sort. Boys, yeah, let's just dive in. So, it's a big thing in the industry to have fitness trainers, especially here in this region, because they are so easily sought after. You can get them over the counter.
From my understanding, they're illegal to sell, but not illegal to be in possession. Is that correct? I'm not 100% on that one.
That sounds like police talk. I don't know. Have you ever been hit up?
No. Well, I've stood in a lift with someone.
A copper?
No. Coming out of a gym who had his backpack on, and plain to see, no problem. Don't care if you can see it in my bag. So,
what about the find out I found last week at the gym?
You still haven't taken me up on my offer yet.
Look, for everyone at home,
that's not the first time we found it before when it was the old gym. Remember you found it as well, and you found some more again, just sitting there.
I told you I found that was my actual station. No, the guys for everyone at home, I found I had my hand on a machine and I pulled a plastic bag out. Like it was stapled. It was like it was meant to be there and fitting in this crevice of a chest press machine. But there was 5 bottles of steroids in this bag, and obviously someone had left it there the night before. And anyway, I've picked it up, and I
Put on 10 kilos in 3
I know,
days.
Yeah, got the leanest he's ever been.
But yeah, so you were saying that well, is that the rule? Like, is that
No. From what I understand, that is, could be wrong, but it's different for every country.
I feel like it is lightly policed almost everywhere to a degree.
Yeah.
To a degree, it's not up there in the main hit list of what the police are looking for or what the governments are cracking down on. Definitely. So it slips through the cracks. And I mean, I think anyone and anybody can get their hands on it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like when I first moved here, I was genuinely shocked that you could just go to a chemist and ask for these well-known brands and well-known.
I think that's a bit harder these days.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, I think there'd be certain, you hear about the old go to here in the marina and it's easy to get, but I don't think it is quite that easy.
We're talking about PEDs, yeah, not rubbing
condoms.
not rubbing ducks. All right, so all jokes aside, like this is a serious issue in the industry. We've got trainers, new trainers who are new to the industry, making sales on the back of giving these fake supplementation protocols to their members who are basically, they don't know any better. So it's basically pay me for the training pack, which will be, anything averaging out to about 3,000 dirham, and give me an extra 1,500 dirham and I'll get you your supplements for you. Now, their supplements might entail, your normal stuff over the chemist, like vitamin C, vitamin D. Take these before you go to bed, when you wake up, etc. And then in the gym, I'll have the rest and you take these before your workout. Now, I feel like it's happening to females in this region more than males. Like, we've seen it in the gym. We've got the bigger boys, they want to put on muscle, etc. So they'll probably do some research in what they're taking.
Look, my understanding, visually looking around gyms have got their group set, you know what I mean? Like, this certain gym is general fitness people, not going to have too much of a problem there. Yeah, we head down the road and around the corner to another gym where it's very big in bodybuilding based. Mate, it's going to be everywhere in there, no doubt about it. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
So, but from what I've seen in the gyms that I've worked in, especially the one that we work in, is you're going to have particular trainers who will attract a particular type of client. So it's like, he looks like this, I want to look like that. How do I get there? Pay me for training. That's easy. You've never trained before. Pay for my training, and we just get you straight on the gear. All right. Which, I mean, we've seen it. We've gone in the bathroom. 2 dudes coming out of the stall. There's only 2 things that have happened in there, and both times it's a pretty good chance they've seen each other's bum. Right?
Yeah.
So it's either they're going in there for a kiss or they're going in for a kin. Which one is it?
No, fair play. And
Yeah, true.
yeah, it is the truth. Like, you're confronted in gym bathrooms, like especially in the male bathrooms, that this happens. This is real. Like, you either, if you've never been or never seen that before, it's going to shock you. But being in the industry as long as we have, it's the norm, and it's weird that it is the norm, but we know that it is a part of the industry.
Not only that too, it's the evidence is there when you walk out in the car park and there's discarded bins on the floor. Like,
I want to go more down because it was a female who told me about this experience. So basically, exactly how I put it: pay for the training, pay me for supplements, and I'll get it all for you. Don't have to worry about anything. And I guarantee, if you don't lose 6 to 10 kilos, I'll give you your full money back. Right now, being trainers, being in the health industry, we know what they're probably going to be given or they're going to be taking, and like something like clenbuterol, Anavar, etc. But more so, Clen will just strip a female.
Yep. I mean, the attitude is, it doesn't to the trainer and to them. It's just like, Glen is a fat loss drug. So even if you're 15 kilos over being lean for stage weight, just take this. It's going to strip it off. It doesn't work.
Yeah, but
like
let's
that.
not even go stage. Let's not like.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
like,
what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, that's where straight up you're getting ripped off. because we know that in that situation, something like Clen is only going to work well if you're already lean and you are at that final stage. If you're giving it to a female that's 10, 15 kilos overweight, it's not going to do anything.
No, but I've heard to the extent that trainers putting them on diuretics and stuff like that.
Course.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
don't
I've
have
heard that.
anything else but coffee, black coffee,
Yep.
and clenbuterol
Yeah.
and diuretics.
Yeah.
Fuck, of course you're going to, like...
Just ignore the heart palpitations,
Yeah,
basically, and the chest pain. And
So, you know, if you're listening to this and you're shocked, this shit is happening, and it's still happening now. Like, you're getting people being destroyed who are general population, want to get healthy, just want to start their fitness journey, and you got trainers destroying them from the inside out, basically.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. I don't know, have you boys ever had that sort of confrontation, or you've heard these stories in the industry?
I
Jace?
mean, let's rewind the clock, maybe 10 years. Oh, let me think.
Before you got 1,000 dirham fines.
Yeah, when I had money. No, when I was a kid. This is the scary part. Back in Oz, I was in a gym and I'd go to the gym every single day. And obviously I'd look up to guys on the internet that would be relatively lean, training hard, a lot of the big name bodybuilders, thinking that those physiques were quite attainable. Mum was cooking me, helped me cooking all my food. I was cooking my meals. I was hitting the gym for hours each day. Yeah, it was to a degree difficult to ever get to that point where I looked even remotely similar to these guys. But I just thought it's time, consistency, which we all know is a part of the journey, but to what extent? Went to a gym, signed up there. One of the trainers, I was like, mate, I'd like to go through a training program with you. So he took me through a program. We did a bit of a bulk phase. Now, during that phase, he said to me, mate, eat whatever you can. Because I was a skinnier boy growing up, 70 kilos playing football. I wanted to be bigger, 80 kilos, look like a rugby player, but I look like a soccer player, right? So he said, eat whatever you can. Eat anything you can. Cheeseburgers, soft drink, Mars bars, you name it. So obviously we know he's trying to just increase my calories. Probably not the right way to go about it. And I said, mate, what happens when I start to put on all the fat? And I did do this for about 6 weeks, and I was getting fat, and I felt terrible. And he said, mate, we're going to give you this thing called clenbuterol. No joke. I would have been probably 16, 17. We're going to give you some clenbuterol. You won't sleep for a few weeks, but you'll shred right down. He had a laugh. And I was like, oh, that's a warning. That's a red flag and a half. That sounds good. But so I did some research.
But at 16, you're like...
At 16, like...
What do you know? Like,
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I kind of
yes.
like trusted this guy. He's a trainer in the gym, blah, blah, blah. At that point, I didn't actually go ahead with trying anything like that. But it did just show me that... it did make me kind of second guess what was out there and what I was being told and what avenue was the right avenue to go down. For sure.
Like you said, it's the persuasiveness of trainers, because especially I feel like in this region, you know, a trainer can be looked, like you said, if a trainer looks a certain way, then we should trust that person because they look this way and they must know everything. So it's very easy to persuade a general population member to go, right, take this, this, and this, and you are going to get results. And when the results come 6-7 weeks later, especially for someone who is a casual gym goer.
Yeah, but the thing is, the results very rarely come 6-7 weeks later.
No, but something happens in terms of like there might be a shift, because it's the sales game that the trainers get on the scale 4 weeks later. Oh my God, 2 kilos! Like, and that's a win for that person. That's huge.
You do almost expect to see something, and I think most people tend to.
Yeah,
right?
but here's where you get the disconnect. They make it sound like you're going to look like me in no time. Yeah, and then it's like, okay, we'll get these initial results.
But that's what
and then some more, and then some more, and then it's like, well, we've been doing this for 3 months now, and those results have slowed down, and then the trainer can't rely on that anymore because the training's shit. There's no nutritional advice. There's no the client has got no training age under them. They just think, I'm going to come in for 3 months. I'm going to come out looking like him.
But remember what was said at the start at the consultation. If you don't lose X amount of kilos, I'm talking females here. Forget males, right? For now. Yeah. If you don't lose X amount of kilos, I'll give you your money back. The sale was made. She lost the weight, right? She probably completely fucked up because of it mentally, but she lost the weight. So now he's the winner, especially if he keeps on gassing her up. Like, we see it all the time. Oh, you've done so well. And mate, your client hasn't changed. Like, physically, maybe mentally, I don't know. I'm not that close with that trainer to speculate that, but you know, it is a part of the sales game as a trainer. You know what I mean? I think so. When you add these things like supplements and steroids to that protocol, fuck, it's an easy sell for this trainer if they can get them addicted to it. Especially then, some of them go to the next phase. Right, we've taken that. Right, we'll give you a break for 4 weeks, and then we'll get a bit harder, and we'll get like, man, I saw a photo yesterday. I don't want to mention her name, but she trains at another gym, and she used to be a yoga instructor. I don't know if she still is. And I saw a photo come up. I don't know, some brand shared it, and I went, "Is that like typical yoga body back in the day? You know, looked great, and now she's jacked, bro, jacked." A square jaw, she's just peeled, and I'm like, what the fuck, bro? Like, and she's not competing. She doesn't do any of that. She's clearly on gear, right?
Yep.
Clearly on gear. Vascular, like probably sitting at around, I don't know, 7 or 8%, like for a female.
For females won't get under anything. A shredded female
11
is 11 to
right,
12%.
11, right? So whatever. She's vascular through the stomach.
If you got a vascular midsection, you're fucking mean.
And I'm like, wow, bro, for what? For fucking what? But it would have been the same sell for her sometime in her life where she was like, yeah, start weight training or start strength training, bang, bang, bang. And the trainer's ego took over and said, now this is like, I can use this for my marketing purposes. You know, I got this girl into shape, and that's what they do, bro. That's all they do.
I see that a lot. I think there's a point where it's like, maybe this is, you could argue maybe that's what she wanted. Let's say benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
But did she understand what journey she was really embarking on and how hard it is to sustain that kind of shape? What are the compromises and the effects long term on her health? Like, did that person understand the full picture? Because sometimes I'm like, yeah, hands up, I want abs, I want to get jacked. Give me what you got. Yeah. Right? We go down that road. 4, 6 weeks, 12 weeks later, I'm like, oh, things are changing. I'm not feeling great. What's going on? I didn't think this was going to happen. This is not what I signed up for. So I think that happens a lot too, right?
Absolutely. And then you've got the rebound phase after they get to a certain point, and then the trainer just either leaves them hanging or disappears. Now I'm done with you. Yep. They don't know how to come off it properly. They don't know like that they're going to probably pile on the weight after if there's no PCT done, you know, post-cycle therapy. Stuff like that. So none of that education is given because this.
There's none of it from the start.
Exactly.
That's because the trainer isn't educated enough.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's just take this, same as everybody else. You'll be right. It's easy.
But look, from personal experience, like I've been there with the lack of education on it because I think you were the same. Like 6-7 years ago, just putting anything into my body, but it was out for a certain outcome. Oh, bro, you look jacked. You look, and you'd get those compliments on the gym floor.
There's no go get your bloods done every 3 months. Keep an eye on your blood pressure.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your liver panel like?
Yeah.
And all that sort of shit. There's none of that's told to people unless look. There's a spectrum. Yeah. I just want to go in and I want to do this and do that. Okay, do this and do that. Or I've been training for quite a while. I want to compete. I'm going to get a coach who's got background in that, who is educated. You know, there's this level and then there's this level.
Yeah, if you're signing the dotted line for that pathway and you've been given all of the information to make an educated decision, then good luck to you, off you go. Yeah. Like, I feel like that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that's a
whole industry,
exactly.
That's a whole new world.
That's right.
But we're talking about the people who just don't know better, who want to see 5 to 10, 15 kilos down.
Who get sold this dream.
Yes.
But it's based on a fucking nightmare.
And they're just trusting the person that they're paying, right? Like at the end of the day. And it's fucked, man. It needs to be called out because I look in the last 2-3 months, we've had pro bodybuilders die.
Yeah. But then again, that goes back to that different spectrum.
Yes, but even still, they've got all the checks, they've got all the blood work. Now, imagine, half these trainers don't know what's going on in the inside.
Most trainers don't even, I think, it might be wrong. I'm sure most don't even do like a medical screening like consultations with GPs or have you had a medical check recently, check your blood pressure. I'm sure that doesn't happen how it should.
When it comes to, I know I do as part of mine, it's your PAR-Q, you want any medication, when was your last doctor's medical check?
We all do it.
The basic stuff.
Facts.
But those guys that do that we're talking about now, that are taking things to the next level, wouldn't even do that.
No.
No, definitely not. You see it.
No.
It's if they've got cash, cool.
That's it.
That's good to go.
Because there's no recourse here.
No.
There's not enough. You know what I mean?
And it's the fast game, right? Yeah. It's like, oh, mate, we'll take you on a 5-6 week journey.
Yeah.
I'll get you everything.
You're leaving for whatever? Yeah, cool. We'll get you done in 6 weeks.
That's right.
But, just, a couple of months ago now, I had a consult with a lady, older lady, wanted to compete on stage. Okay, not a problem. Yeah, you can do it. You're already fairly lean, so you need to build muscle. Her background is not in weight training, but she was already 6 steps behind the 8 ball when it came to wanting to step on stage. Never trained before, so had no concept, had no training age. So her excuse was, this is what she said to me. This is within a minute. I said, okay, your nutrition is a big part. You not only need to train the right way, you need to eat the right way. So you coming from the background that you are of not eating enough, you need to flip that on its head. You need to eat more. Okay, but I don't want to eat fruit. Okay, why don't you want to eat fruit? Because of the carbs. Okay, you need to understand, if you want to put on muscle and you need to train like you put on muscle, carbs are going to be your buddy. You're not going to do it without carbs, right? There's nothing wrong with carbs. Carbs aren't the devil. Because you've been ingrained with this bullshit knowledge, You're stuck in that, right? So that went from, I don't want to eat fruit because of the carbs, which we all know is bullshit.
Yes.
Right? Straight into, but I'm willing to go on steroids.
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah, go figure.
I said, hang
Fucking
on.
mad.
Yeah, this happens.
You have been brainwashed to be scared of a banana, but you don't have the insight to know that steroids are fucking dangerous.
That's right. Yeah, this is huge. And you got
it around the wrong way.
That's right.
You got it around totally the wrong way. I said, okay, because of your age, you're on, I'm a pretty good guess, you're on hormone replacement therapy already? Yes, I am. I said, okay, well, you're already back to healthy levels without going into super physiological levels of using PEDs. You're already at an advantage that you can use. Your body is in balance. Yeah, so you need to focus on training like you want to put on muscle and eating like you want to put on muscle.
Yes.
And you want to skip 6 stages and try and what do you think it's going to do? It's not magic. You don't just put a pin in and I don't have to do any work. No, you've still got to eat. You've still got to train.
Yes.
But everything's magnified by like 10 times when you're on gear because everything needs to be dialed in.
Yeah.
Massively.
It's not a pill. You don't just
Magic
take
pill.
it and get jacked. You know what I mean? You've still got to train.
And bro,
you've still got to eat.
You know,
That's right.
that's the sad part of it is that I think, I had one of my members come up to me 3 weeks ago because a fucking twat on the gym floor, a day I wasn't there, walked up to her and said, why don't you start taking Clen to lean out more? Number one, this female I'm talking about is 47 years old, right? 3-4 kids. Trains hard as it is. Trains for a lifestyle. She just wants to be happy and just, like I think all of our members want to. Yeah? And she comes up to me and she goes, what's Clen? And I go, and I was shocked when she said it because she wouldn't know what that is. And I go, why are you asking? And who told you about Clen?
Yep.
So-and-so said I should take it to lean out more. I go, to lean out more? What are you talking about? I go, you're fucking almost 50. You're in great shape for your age. What do you once you get lean and what? Then what?
Yeah.
Tell me what's next. And she's like, I don't know. I just be able to see my abs better. And then what? Yeah. And then what? Tell me what the reason is. What is the big thing in this in our jobs and when people come up to us, I just want to see my abs.
Because it goes back to that old, okay, got abs, must be successful, must be lean, must be healthy, must be strong. And it's that.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Everybody wants fucking abs.
What? I don't get it.
Yeah,
You're
but I
still
feel like
shit on the gym floor. Your performance is rubbish.
You're wearing a shirt. No one sees it
Fucking mad, bro.
unless you're walking around without your shirt off. without
Yeah.
with your shirt off. No one is going to see them.
No, that's right. Yeah, you've got to.
Or unless you go and forget your photo shoot, and every second photo you put on Instagram is you without your shirt on.
Okay.
No one knows.
But my point, what I would kind of, the avenue I would take with this is, I would say, everyone should go through a transition where they, if they want, where they go through a transformation period where they show some restriction, they learn about their food, they do a training program, where maybe if they initially put their hand up saying, I want to see a six-pack, you show them their six-pack within reason, right? So I've done it that way. I've had clients say, I've never had a six-pack, I want to see a six-pack.
Yeah. But you explain to them what it takes.
I explain to them, and not everyone makes it. A lot end up falling well before the mark. The ones that do realize that they had to make so many sacrifices to their lives in order to retain that it's not actually what they really wanted, and they actually felt better just training, enjoying their food, enjoying their fitness. I go, great, so now you've seen that, let's taper back. We're gonna do your reverse diet now. You got a photo or two. Now let's find that happy place, because you thought that was what you wanted, but it's not. That's kind of the transition I've taken with people, but abs aren't for everyone. I think Naka's gonna have another view on this as well.
And you can
there's a lot of views on this, for sure.
What people don't understand too is you can always get that back out of it, stay within range, be healthy, get sleep, train well,
That's right.
eat well. And
there is a safe, happy space.
I've got that itch again. Okay, well, you're in a good spot that we can go back on another diet. Train hard.
Push hard.
Do that, back there again, pull out. If you can stay in that range.
That's right. That's what I've done over the years. Like, I've gotten lean, realized that I hated being lean because I had to sacrifice foods that I liked and had to live in the gym, etc., etc. And then I would then taper back to a happy space where I could perform well. I felt happy in the gym, etc., etc.
But you're always still within.
I'm always within that reach to a degree.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go back there. I'm not rushed to get back there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm fully confused. I've always been confused by this. I want abs.
When it comes down to it, they mean that they.
But it's ultimately
they just mean you've got less body fat.
But a lot of that comes from feeling confident to attract the opposite sex. I feel to a degree, because guys want abs because they think girls or their partners or whoever they're trying to attract will want to see their stomach.
You ask how many birds. My boyfriend's got a six-pack. But he's still a bell end.
Most don't care. That's the facts.
He's still a wanker.
How many guys do you see that have got six-packs that are total cocks and are as weak as piss? Lots of them.
That's the point I'm trying to make. Like, performance over a lean. I will take performance all day, but that's maybe coming from an athlete
sports
background, sports background. Like, my performance was always like number one. Do you know what I mean? That wasn't. Maybe I look at it that way. I don't know, but and I try to tell that to my crew is like, if you are consistent and you are able to live this life, 9 months out of 12 months, you're going to. And you can get your calories within range, that's going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then you see these, what we're being shown on Instagram is be lean as and, photo shoot ready. Cool, bro. I don't know.
Yeah. And we know this. We know from experience with people that we know who've just come out and said, yeah, I got the photos done. I look good, but I feel like shit.
That's everyone. I think,
Yeah.
From my experiences I've had around people who've done fucking photo shoots. Again, that's one thing I don't get, photo shoots. Look,
look,
no, look,